We're staying at Disney's Wilderness Lodge, and I'm taking you on a full tour. If you're trying to decide whether this resort is worth it for your family's Disney World vacation, this video will definitely help. We're covering the room, the amenities, transportation, dining, and most importantly, whether the price point delivers enough value to make it worth it. Let's dive in. I'm so freaking excited. Hi, thank you. She said, welcome back. No. Now, I will start off with saying that the Wilderness Lodge has been my bucket list resort ever since I did the college program back in 2012. I visited during the holidays, and this is about the time that we visited here as well, and I was just jaw-dropped on the floor because it was so beautiful. During this day, we were hoping that the Christmas tree would have went up. It unfortunately didn't, but look at this lobby. It is still just as jaw-dropping. So when you walk in, definitely expect some oohs and ahs, mostly from you, but the kids as well. And I had a few tears, if I'm being honest. Disney is so good at their theming, and the Imagineers had actually based the Wilderness Lodge off of national park lodges. So they study places like Old Faithful Inn in Yellowstone, and then also the Wani Hotel in Yosemite National Park, which we've been. I can attest that it is like so similar. So that's where the ideas of like the massive timber, the beams, huge stone fireplaces, which we loved, and even the outdoor areas, because look at this. So yes, it is absolutely beautiful, but that does come at a higher price point. So I'll kind of share how our family swung this and was able to afford it as like an average working family of four. I'll share this a little bit later on, but let's jump to the rooms. We got a resort view room with 2 queens with a typical price range being $500 to $800 a night. Look it. What is that the shape of?
Mickey.
It's a Mickey. Yay.
In our hotel.
This is our hotel.
And we got this.
Are you so excited?
Let me just move.
Let's see what's outside.
This is even out. These are balcony. Oh no. This is super smaller.
That's
Look how
okay.
small this is.
That's okay. Balcony's a balcony. Oh. You know what's outside, Daddy?
I can see it.
You see what's outside? Dang. Do you smell it?
The food?
You smell that? That's the smokehouse right there.
Oh. That's pretty cool. I can deal with that.
We got the smokehouse.
This is so cool. Yeah.
Is it?
Look.
What?
We get to see our roof.
Oh.
And the water comes down from the roof.
And so you're happy that we get to see the roof? Well, what do you like seeing better? The animals at Animal Kingdom Lodge or the roof at Wilderness Lodge?
I choose both.
Okay. So for us, this type of room usually works out perfectly. We get the 2 beds, so that way each kid can sleep with each grown-up. I will say that these are very similar to like a typical size of a hotel room. You can see that we were able to easily fit our double bob, and then we also have a bath shower combo. Our kids are more of shower people, but there's still plenty of space for all of our stuff for a family of 4. And the double sinks are definitely helpful for getting ready in the morning, which, let's be honest, I usually take up most of the space, but there's great storage to be able to store our luggage and other stuff. We use that little landing right there as kind of like our catch-all. We pack some pop-up bins and just like throw everything in there, so having that area is helpful too. So technically this was a resort view room, so we did have a view of like the parking area, but we also technically had a fireworks view, which you obviously can't guarantee this, but we got pretty good firework view from here, which was awesome because we were able to pipe in the music into the room as well from the TV. There are also higher level rooms that we could have gotten, or even club level, but our amenities came in with the pool and all of the other fun stuff that came with it. This kids splash pad area was lovely and separate from the actual pool, which my husband and I both kind of agreed that it was nice because the kids were able to play while we were able to sit back on the chairs and relax, knowing that the kids are in this gated area very shallow water. Even my son was enjoying the lounge chairs. There are lifeguards at both areas, very, very active in everything. And when we went, it really wasn't too busy. So this is, non super peak time. On the other side, which my son actually loved, was the slide. So not pictured here, you can also see the slide. And then there was a good amount of actually outdoor seating as well. Another good thing that most of the resorts actually offer are just different amenities, activities, wellness type stuff. Most are free, some are paid. It just kind of depends. We didn't do any of them at this resort, but we have done like kids clubs over at Animal Kingdom Lodge, the s'mores kits at a different resort. So lots of different options. But one of the great things was their shop that they have, or their cute little mercantile. You have to visit the totem pole outside with the characters because it is so adorable and our kids loved it. But inside, they literally have everything that you could imagine. So yes, at all of these resorts, you can do orders where like the Target order comes to your room or grocery order. But in case you don't want to do that, this one has tons of souvenirs, a lot of stuff you'll also find in the parks, so stuff you can bring home. But look, there's like literally full-blown pizzas that you can buy. There's shirts, so many different things that like if you thought you would need the funny stuff. There's even wine, there's alcohol, there's medicine, snacks of all different kinds. They had fresh fruit, they had processed stuff, literally everything. My kids were trying to get me to get the cereal, but with the on-site places to eat, it was not really necessary for us, and we already had a lot of snacks at the beginning anyways. But there was so much stuff in this shop that like it looked so tiny, but I was actually pretty amazed at everything that they had there. You're so cute. You look like an elf on the shelf. So if there's anything that you completely forgot and it's a must-have, chances are it's here. But another really good reason why we like this resort is because the kids were just able to roam around and there was so much to see, so much to explore. Literally everything here almost felt larger than life. And it was really cool because there were tons of water features. It felt like very naturey, but then also had the same Disney magic all at the same time. And honestly, the views from here were also so nice. Moving over to dining, Wilderness Lodge has 5 different options for on-site dining. We have anywhere from quick service all the way to character dining and sit-down dining. So the first one you'll see when you walk in is Whispering Canyon Cafe. We actually went here twice. It was so good. It is their like smokehouse, barbecue, all the goodness. They have different options as far as like your own entree, or you could even get an all-you-can-eat skillet, which my husband and I did this twice. They have brunch, they have dinner. The servers here have a purposeful snark to them, and while it's very different from most Disney dining, it's honestly kind of entertaining. See your syrup, kiddo. Wow. He's happy. So if you have a barbecue smokehouse buff, this is the place. Mommy made the mistake of asking for ranch or ketchup.
Ketchup, please. And they say when someone else says ketchup, we gotta take all those boxes in, okay? You insist.
What? We're all missed out. It was extremely easy to get reservations here. You can also walk up. It wasn't too bad of a wait ever. It's definitely a bit more rowdy and loud than some other places, but the seating was pretty decent. And like I said, we came here twice on our trip. We're going to go ahead and pop on outside all the way down to Geyser Point Bar and Grill. It is past that main pool area. This is the place that feels a little bit more bougie and definitely has the views. There is sometimes a wait to sit in like the interior side and the exterior. There's tables that are overlooking the water, but those can get a little busy. There is a to-go where you can get like hamburgers and just like your basic food, which the kids obviously loved. So that was a great option having this as well. Of course, if you're looking for more of the bar, like lounge type scene, this outdoor area is a great place. If you have the time to like hang out and just really want to chill, it's perfect for a resort day, I'd say. We're going to head back inside over to Roaring Fork. This is their quick service. It has an early opening, 7 a.m. They're open all the way till 10:30 p.m. So this is your good solid spot. If you need some food, you're still going to have your smokehouse meats. those types of things. And you can even mobile order. The things that got us here were all the baked goods. There were seriously so many good things to choose from. We got like the campfire cupcake, and then there's also this bear paw. It was humongous, and there was just so many goodies. We also came here to fill up our sodas, but let me go ahead and actually show you this bear paw because it's bigger than it looks, trust me. This is the size of my face. Even my puffy, whatever, moon face being super full. Oh, this is huge. This is huge. But this actually looks better than Gaston's. That's creamy. I like soft, creamy cinnamon roll. Well, that was a delicious treat. My husband and I actually got a date night, so we headed over to Territory Lounge, which is basically their bar scene. It's quite small, very low lit, but we got this appetizer, the candied bacon. It was delicious. It was definitely nice if you have a little date night, time for yourself, kind of like adult scene only. And this leads us to Storybook Dining at Artist Point with Snow White. This is a character dining that is perfect if you want to meet some characters. So adorable. We had a reservation. We didn't actually end up keeping it. Switching over to transportation, there's actually 4 different modes of transportation at Wilderness Lodge. So obviously you have parking if you brought your own car. You also have the option for minivans, and then the most popular is going to be the bus and then the ferry. Let me share about the ferry first because this was literally our favorite. Like, there's these cute little ferry boats that come over to the dock. The start time and end time is a little confusing, but honestly, stay there. They're coming for you. There was one time where we were like going back and forth trying to find one, but you go down this cute little dock, which the kids just loved running, looking at all the nature and all that type of stuff. And then they loved getting on the ferry boat that takes you right to Magic Kingdom. Like, how magical does this feel? And honestly, it was perfect. We had a really early bibbity bobbity reservation one day, and this was honestly perfect for getting there, getting back. Yes, you can bring the strollers on there. Yes, they need to be folded. And then the other option that you have, which is most popular if you're going to be going to the other parks aside from Magic Kingdom, is of course the bus. They do come often. They're very clearly labeled, and same thing, you got to fold the stroller. Thanks, Daddy, for doing that. But as always, they're very easy. They come often, and I think that it's a decent amount of transportation. While we favor the Skyliner, having those ferries, I mean, my husband literally still talks about how cool that was, which I completely agree. It was almost like a ride in itself, which I guess the Skyliner is too, but it was perfect. And yes, Mears does service this resort as they do most Disney and Disney area resorts as well, if you're taking the sad trip back to the airport. All right, the pros and cons. Pros, obviously, it's beautiful theming. I mean, the lobby, the exterior, like I said, larger than life. It's so peaceful, nature focused, not too Disney in your face, but still Disney magic. I would say the cons, I mean, it's not really much of a con, but the transportation limitations, as far as if you were to stay on a Skyliner resort, you know, you still have the buses and everything, but the Skyliner actually gets you to multiple different parks, 2 different parks. Same thing with monorail. So that's just kind of something to consider. And I would have to say the price. It definitely is a bit steeper, though it is cheaper of most of the deluxe resorts. You are kind of tucked off a bit more, but once you go for Christmas and you see all of the magic, that is something that I would highly suggest considering. All in all, I would say that this resort is definitely very family friendly, as most Disney resorts are, and especially if you value this type of theming, want a bit like of a quieter resort vibe, just very natural. Such a good place for that. If you are someone who's more on a tight budget or want the more Disney in your face theming, I would definitely suggest skipping this one because it's not going to be the resort for you. Would we book it again? Yes, and we did. We actually booked it to be there specifically for the Christmas time. And the reason we were able to book this resort anyways to begin with, like I said earlier, as a family of 4 who's just a normal working family, is because we did a split stay. And this is where I would definitely suggest, if you want To try out one of those more expensive, nicer resorts, do a split stay. You can stay at one of the value resorts like Pop and then do 2 nights at one of this nicer resort. Disney will transfer your luggage. I highly suggest starting at the lower level resort and then going to the nice bougie one. But that's how we did it, and that's how we were going to do it again. That's how I plan to do other nicer deluxe resorts at Disney as well. I hope this review helped you decide if Wilderness Lodge is right for your Disney World trip. If you have questions, definitely drop them in the comments below. And if you're still planning your Disney vacation, check out my other links for my Disney planning tips. If you haven't already, we would love if you can go ahead and like it down below, subscribe for more videos, and check out the description. I'll drop some other hints in there as well. And thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.